Hello, Warrior.
Okay, we did the
Hey,
second.
guys.
We did the second couple. We're now at the prison where the psychic mannequin is supposed to be.
And
It's just
I'm a real bad. I'm really bad with names anyway, but I can never remember any of the characters' names in this. What's the guy, the trendy guy with the cap who told us about the psychic mannequin? Is he here yet?
Zamu?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Possibly then.
This is
So
what I
this is a-
love about Matt.
This is
You
a
don't
prison.
know-
Who's imprisoned here?
Oh, no one's here. It's weird. It's supposed to be a prison. Where's all the prisoners?
They're all dead.
So, is this a human-made building though?
Save us for traps. Oh, yeah.
It seems to be this
That's nothing
spirit
unusual about that.
Yeah. Well, this is an office building. But, somewhere.
Wait a second. The prison. The office is a prison.
Yes.
I go to work every day. It's like a prison to me.
Yeah, I've looked in all these cases. There's no prisoners here. This is weird.
Can you hear voices, right?
Yeah, but they're just crazy people.
How many prisoners are there?
I've just gone crazy. That's all it is.
Randomly putting things on for crazy reasons.
I'm a crazy man, what can I say? Yep, your regular office building
Weird.
with regular nagas and strange
What the hell
golden
is that?
portals of weirdness. She feels that tent torturing the mannequins in the Mirage. It's probably not even remotely related to what's going on.
Huh.
Yeah, perfectly normal.
Yeah.
Just gonna go this way now.
Yes, no demons. Everything's safe. I'm not even getting attacked by demons. No random encounters.
Oh, there you go.
I was saying.
You know what? It's a miracle it lasted that
Too
long.
soon.
Yeah.
Not one, but two in a row.
Naga are a tribe of half snake, half humans. They are said to be the enemies of Garuda. They are known to followers of Komutakun, one of the four heavenly kings. I'm not entirely sure where Naga are from.
I
I don't know where they're
think
from,
it's
but-
from Greek mythology, but don't quote me on that.
There's more makes a creature, I know that
Oh yeah.
much. Kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah. But yeah, Naga. I got a Naga in my party. I'm just not using it.
Yeah, you
just recruited.
did that last level, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same as those. They were shield ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
So like you've got the same,
I've got the exact same demon.
exact same one there. So I
Yeah.
was thinking that they looked slightly different when you made it.
Well, we had a more fancy background.
Probably that. But yeah, so they're kind of going. They want to torture the mannequins because they believe that they.
I want to torture the mannequins because they're demons.
Yeah, they're
Because they can't change, Steve.
No. What's the mannequins again? Mannequins are.
Mannequins are what the demons made to replace humans
They're-
so they
well,
can train
they-
for Magatsuchi.
Well, they're basically kind of like a slave race, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just made of clay, basically, like
Oh, mud.
approximations of humans.
Like you're human-ish.
But they still retain Magatsuchi.
Yes, they can still be used to
So
retain
basically,
negative.
they're more or less just a vessel,
Yep,
a channeling thing.
and they twitch all the fucking time.
They twitch.
Yes.
I'm quite not what to do another here. Dancing.
I reckon that the girl got around by pretending she was a mannequin.
Or just kind of, ooh.
Yeah, just twitching all the time.
Yeah, you know what? She probably could.
But-
Pass the one.
But the demons capture mannequins and torture them as well. They're fucking arseholes. This has not been established yet.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Keep it
Oh,
up.
alright, you're busy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you want me to stop? You really want me to stop? Well, too bad! Yeah!
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
well, this is X-Guard.
Well, because this prison was run by the mantra, but the mantra don't exist anymore.
So just the spirits of the dead just running around beating each other up.
Oh no, that was the guard that was just torturing someone.
Oh right.
You better be.
Yes,
It's just a coincidence.
Well, you know what? It would have been brilliant if that had worked.
Anyway, I just killed 3 Naga earlier, so this is
Yeah, this is not going to take long.
this is not good. Ow. And it.
I'll show you my torturing skills. If you wanted to show me torturing skills, you did a good job because that fight was horrible.
I have the Umagi stone.
This is
Marcus
probably
there?
what you need.
Do something. Okay.
We'll get through the painting, I imagine.
Well,
Yeah.
if I use the Amagi stone, I can travel into the Mirage world. Well, actually, this build, what we see now, is the Mirage world. What is the actual truth is the building is... yes, it's a prison. It's also upside down.
Oh.
Aha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the point of this dungeon is I have to switch between both perspectives to get through it. Which, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So you're now walking on the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm
That's
going to see. I couldn't...
So can you still get through doors at this level?
Yeah. So very... You can see mannequins in the background getting tortured. Oh well. I can't take it anymore. Why did they make us to feel pain?
There are
Kind of
some.
got a point. Oh, that's
This
a new
seems
kind
to
of
be
masterful
repeating.
human emotion.
No other reasons.
So who's doing this? This is pretty horrendous.
Well,
This is what the mantra was doing,
yes.
but they're not it
Soul's
wasn't.
upside down as well.
Yeah. And because I'm on the sea and I can now get past that. And I can go down the adder to the second field.
Huh. That's genius.
Well, this won't be confusing at all.
This is quite an interesting gimmick though for a dungeon.
Yeah.
I
You have to be
nick
down
this.
to be up and up and down.
I might nick this. Forewarning, guys.
It's okay, I can fly.
Okay. You know what you were saying earlier about why do they make us with pain? It doesn't make sense. Why they do this? Why they do that? It actually does make sense.
Yeah.
As I said, because you need to master, you need to kind of match human abilities, much as you can to make them vessels.
To absorb Mizuchi. Mizuchi are Japanese dragons and water deities. They are sometimes referred to as rain controlling snake deities. They are sometimes contrasted with other river dragons or snake-like beings, such as the Chinese Jurong, the Indian Naga, and various other things.
Right. You got to catch one, man.
Which explodes everything.
Yeah. I might catch one. I can't remember. Why? Because you have a thing about dragons in this
Dragons are
game.
fucking awesome, man. You got to catch all the dragons. You got to catch them all.
Pokemon.
If only there wasn't limits.
I feel the Pokemon references just boiling up inside.
Well, don't.
Anyway, the point of this dungeon is that you switch between two perspectives. And yeah, I kind of really like this dungeon. It's the first one to that's really kind of an interesting idea.
It's an interesting idea. I mean, it should be pretty straightforward.
It's
a simple idea, but you could do a lot.
You could do a lot with it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Stone Tower Temple in Majora's Mask had this gimmick as
It
well.
did indeed, yeah. It completely flipped the entire dungeon on its head.
That was a fun dungeon. I really
It was very good. It had a very fun boss as well.
Yeah.
A giant.
I didn't actually complete the task, because I didn't actually own it. I kind of played it a bit from around someone else's.
Mm.
It's good. It's got a lot of side quests. I think it's got more side quests than any Zelda game. It's actually almost all side quests.
Oh yeah, because there's only really 5 dungeons.
Yeah, there's like 5 major dungeons, but each of them have a lot of kind of stuff you do around the dungeon before you can actually
Yeah,
get
actually
to it.
thinking about it, even though I know like pretty much everything that happens in the game, because I think it was in Nintendo magazine, I never actually played Majora's Mask. I think it's probably one of the only Zelda games I haven't
You
played.
should.
It's worth playing.
Yeah.
If they bring it out on DS, which if the rumours are true, then it might be.
Why won't they?
Well, speaking of things being brought out on DS, there's something I know that's just been released on DS not too long ago in Japan, and Europe and America are screaming for a version, or the fans are.
Which is
Ruby and Sapphire on 3DS.
there's a 3DS route. I didn't actually hear about this.
Yeah, it's in Japan at the moment.
Okay.
But
Was it like a? Is it a
it's
port?
it's just a remake of the game. Of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
No,
But,
I love Sapphire.
it's a lot of fans after Gold and Silver. It's their like second favourite game. I love Ruby and Sapphire. It's one of my favourite.
So that was
That's why I
originally
like
it was the Game
Mudkip.
Boy Advance one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first. It was one of the first.
That's the one
Mudkip.
generation I didn't play.
I like it.
Yeah, it was Mudkip, Torchic, and Grotle.
It was basically a
It's
frog. It was a frog.
No. Anyway, me and Thunder, the Raju, these are Raju, the Thunder God Raju. That thing.
Right.
Raiji.
Normally calm and harmless, but when it's angry, it transforms
Basically,
into
he's,
whatever that
well,
is.
he's Thor's companion.
Yeah, he's Thor's mate, I think. I don't know. I wasn't actually reading. I wasn't paying attention. I apologise. Go. You should re-watch this video and read it carefully after, like, comment, subscribe, and sharing it with your mate.
If we haven't stressed
I
that
have to get
point
that in
enough,
once an episode.
but yeah,
So yeah,
it's
he's got a way to fire then.
Yeah.
It's treacle somewhere. I think it's like.
Oh, him, yeah.
Yeah.
You hold the Broval and Scepter.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Flying grass. Who's all that coming?
Right. Favourite starter? Oh, that's
Tilted.
Yeah.
Mudkip.
Mudkip? Yeah, fair enough. Squirtle. Gotta be Squirtle.
Oh, it's got to be.
If we're going
All the
on pure,
first gen ones are
if
pretty
we're
good.
going on pure aesthetics, for me it's probably Charizard.
Those ideas cool. These
And
actually
then
shit.
Oh, and his Mega's pretty good. No, with the whole new
It's a
thing
really
on
good
Mega.
typing. I don't see why he's not very good.
Or with the
He's
new,
got kind of
He's shitty, his stats aren't that great.
with the new Mega Revolution, Charizard X is really useful, but it's more of a. He's the Sunny Day starter.
That's Charizard Wire.
Charizard Y, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I had, yeah. Charizard Y is the Sunny Day starter, and that's a really useful one. Because not a lot of Pokemon. Oh, actually, the only other Pokemon that has that ability naturally, Drought, is Groudon. That's
Okay,
it.
the Torchic is the only one who's been banned from competitive.
Yeah.
'Cause
What?
Blaziken is.
Blaziken's so good. It's been banned.
Yeah, he's just too powerful. I'm back in the normal world. It's boring.
What's a big?
By the way, we haven't been paying attention, but I'm looking for a spoon.
okay.
Spoon.
I
To
need a
escape
spoon.
prison with a spoon.
Well, one of the mannequins was digging a hole to freedom, but he broke his spoon because we distracted him. So we got to find another spoon to replace that one.
Man, that's inconsiderate of us.
Yeah. We need that spoon to give to the mannequin so he'll dig the hole so that we can go into the reverse world, jump down the hole to get to the third floor. Or fourth floor. I can't remember. It all makes sense.
We'll be jumping up the hole or down the hole.
Or jumping up, down the hole. God damn physics, why don't you work? On a totally unrelated topic, just something I just want the general feeling of what the opinion of the room is. The Oculus Rift.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oculus Rift.
I know about this.
It's a VR helmet.
It's received quite a lot of high praise.
Oh,
It's,
visual reality.
yeah.
Ah.
It sounds interesting, but I just think
It's
it hasn't
quite
really been-
expensive.
it's expensive and it hasn't really been proven.
Did you hear it? No,
Yeah.
they built it.
Yeah, I
They
know
built it though.
but-
I've seen gameplay footage.
Yeah,
It's a bit hard to tell from like seeing the double image on a camera.
So I don't know
That's
if,
the thing, the
if
thing
it's
is
just
people-
used in like a traditional game sense.
Right,
It's basically like
I'll tell
Skyrim,
you-
but now you can look 360.
I can tell you one game that they've stuck on there that I've seen gameplay footage of, and that was like, okay, this made me interested enough that I'd buy this if this was cheaper. They've made the original Legend of Zelda, but you're in the viewpoint of Link.
Oh.
Alright. I mean,
The original,
okay,
and
fine.
you play through and it's the whole first original Zelda game, but you play through it from the viewpoint of Link.
Well, did you hear that Facebook actually bought Oculus Rift?
Did they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg dropped about $3 billion, which he can wipe his ass with.
Yeah,
Because he owns Facebook. Buying the Oculus Rift. Do you want to know what happened the day after?
What?
Sony announced their VR helmet, which is roughly the same design and a bit cheaper.
Man, you know what? I didn't know about that, but I did think at the time, man, Mark Zuckerberg, why are you buying this?
Yeah.
It's like it's this incredibly niche technology.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, you're right. It is completely niche because, yeah, it'd be. My point is, okay, you do the game you just mentioned, The Legend of Zelda, the VR helmet. Why is that better than playing The Legend of Zelda if it was just on the screen from a first-person perspective?
It isn't really. It's just more the.
Kind of the
It's
whole-
more
Oh,
the.
I can do this.
It gets you. It feel. Or you feel more like you're in the game because your other senses are blocked out, other than seeing the game itself.
This is my
So
problem.
it actually it's immersion, isn't it? You feel more immersed into the game, and it feels more like
I
reality.
want to escape reality.
Yeah, but I just don't. I don't know. I'm not really. I don't ever really get immersed in games, and I don't think that will make me immersed. I think I'll stub my toe on something. Because
Yeah,
another
it depends how
another
it works.
concept, yeah, but I know a bit about how this works. Another thing about it is how you turn the camera is you turning your head.
Yeah, I know that.
That sounds like a good gimmick, but it would get old
It hurts.
so
Basically, if
fast.
that's every game, then that's not really enough to justify
Yeah,
this really
brilliant.
expensive
I mean, I've
thing.
seen some. I've seen some people kind of play, like for example, a horror game on the virtual reality.
Mm.
That's going to shit you up quite a bit.
Mm.
But I've seen two popular games played on this. Yeah. One of them is Minecraft, and that actually don't get me wrong, that actually does look pretty good.
Yeah, but it,
you gotta turn
but
around.
this is a Minecraft that's been made for the Oculus Rift,
but
Yeah.
so it's a different thing.
the fact is, you're not ever going to get that sense of immersion because you're not doing what you think you should be doing.
You still always know that you're playing a game.
Yeah, you're still just pressing buttons. If you for an FPS, which is what this is going to be used for, let's be honest.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's going to be used for an FPS. It's going to be like stupid. No offense to you, stupid FPS players that buy extensions for the joypad, and and because they'll think it will give them an edge, and I think that will be the main seller for this thing. But
like there are like some things with virtual reality. People said like, oh yeah, they probably try and brainwash you by using. I don't know if you can virtual reality.
have they been living in our world? We get brainwashed every day.
I know exactly.
It's called advertising.
I know exactly. You'd be playing on virtual reality, and all of a sudden you get like a pop up on your virtual reality going, "You should really buy from this store."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to imagine pop-ups in virtual reality. Now,
Like, pop-ups are actually chasing you down the street, just like attacking you. Hey, have you heard about? Do you want to make your penis bigger?
no, I am adequately endowed.
I think I saw this one thing that it was like this company had worked in combination with the Oculus Rift to make like a stand.
Right.
And the stand had like a treadmill type thing on it, but
Yeah,
it
you
basically moved with you, and that controlled your movement. I mean, that is a very expensive thing to do.
That really bad virtual reality show from the 90s with Craig Charles. Do you remember that?
This was like big, the Oculus like glasses that are on it, but it actually had like a gun that you held, and you were held up in the centre by like a centre strap, like a centre ring. And as you moved forward, left or right, the game noticed that movement.
Yeah,
and
like,
the guy moved with it.
On a number of occasions, you got one that's going to be expensive. As
Yeah,
hell.
but
Two,
it's thinking that.
space consuming. 3, you're going to need a bigger treadmill for when you need to
Yeah,
run
but
up.
what I'm going on the
Also, if
idea
you trip
of
up and
is
slash your face, that's the
that
equivalent.
if this technology is there now, it's only going to be a matter of time before it's condensed.
yeah.
And it'll be made more portable and more easier to use. I mean, imagine if something like that was the size of a Wii Fit board. Would you buy it then?
Well, it depends how expensive it is.
Yeah, and that's another factor as well. Obviously.
Well, here's another issue that will arise, even though it shouldn't, because it's stupid. But if you did get a gun peripheral to go with your gun shooting simulator, when you're on your treadmill, when you're walking around, you know what's going to happen. You're going to have the parent-teacher groups coming over and saying, "Oh no,
it can't look anything like a gun. At
yeah,
all.
this
Yeah,
thing
I
is
know.
teaching children that shooting people
You know
is
what?
fun."
Though? If you did that, you could actually build like a simulation of a school. Actually, but the thing is, you could do that with anything you could play games on.
What? You're knocked out of the room?
That's the boss room, but I'm not in the reverse world dimension, so I can't actually see the boss. So he just shouts me across the face and then goes, "Ha! You
Yeah.
can't see me, you motherfucker."
Yeah, but seriously, anything like that will probably be accused of being a tool to teach someone to kill.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. You turn around and go,
The
"I'm
thing
sorry,
is-
but if the parents are buying their children
The thing
18
is,
plus
it's
games,
always I think I might be quoting Glentle for saying this, but
It's on the parents.
it's on the parents.
It is.
Every time, every generation, something else has been blamed for violence.
Yeah.
Because
Because
before
there was
video games,
never
it was
war.
TV.
War,
Before
man.
TV, it was radio. Before radio, it was comics.
Well, it's rock and roll.
And then rock and
Yeah.
roll. Before that, it never ends.
It's a very
someone
human
will
thing
always
to want
find.
to explain it on
reason-
something else rather than yourself.
Well, yeah, it's easier to blame something else than blame yourself.
Something or something.
So it's well, looking at the Oculus Rift from the gaming standpoint, I said it would be mostly bought by FPS players, but there is the other demographic that would buy the Oculus Rift for one purpose and one purpose alone,
Which is
Yeah,
virtual reality.
which is
Blimey.
Oh, porn.
yes.
I think I was saying
You
it,
know
no,
what?
no,
I've
porn.
heard there is actually like an actual thing you can do. You can actually use it for that. Like, the technology does exist already.
Of course, it would have existed
Yeah.
already. I mean, you got porn, but I mean, you can also use it for like simulators, flight simulators, training simulators.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
that
sure
is
stuff
true.
like that is probably already in there.
Yeah.
I know, but into more of a. I mean, you have like simulators for basic office stuff, but I mean, for an actual physical activity.
I know that pilots are actually going to a simulated like
The
cockpit.
thing is, if
It's
you were
a
going to
cockpit,
do
yeah, but
something
I mean, for
like
example,
a
they might
simulator,
actually-
flight simulator, you need it to be the actual cockpit of the aircraft.
And you'd need the G-forces. You might as well use what is currently is a simulator. There's
Yeah.
no point putting the headpiece on because you actually need the G-forces to simulate it properly.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. I'm talking about like an
Are you
airplane.
talking about Euro Truck Simulator? Euro Truck Simulator would be better
You know
than
what?
Oculus Rift.
If I could play a Euro Truck Simulator on an Oculus Rift, I think my life would be complete.
That's what I mean. Something where you're kind of the whole environment around you is changing. Not like, oh look, there's a cloud. I mean, just for example, truck simulator.
Oh, look, there's a cloud.
Like,
That was the most interesting thing that happened in Truck Simulator.
Well,
that, or say
we're
for
driving
example,
through the French countryside on a sunny day.
Anyway, boss.
Ah,
Giant
the
snake.
big snake.
He is
damn your pests! You think you can beat me? I'll tear you apart.
He's just
Yeah.
a Mizuchi that's great. Fuck you. Ow, weakness. Shouldn't have had that. Ow. There's not a whole lot to this boss fight.
Okay.
He's really, as I said, just a much bigger version of those guys. He's not particularly hard, and he'll actually get weaker as the boss fight continues.
So is he just, I don't know, is he just somehow got hold of a whole load of Magatsuchi
Well,
by some accident?
Well, the Magatsuchi that was being drawn from here and taken to Gozu Tenno is no longer being taken to Gozu Tenno.
No.
So he's just eating it all. And he's weak to fire, so he's not really a threat, to be honest. I think I kill him pretty quickly and with very little difficulty.
Could you link the Magatsuchi to yourself? Or stop torturing rather? That'd be easier.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Oculus Rift, porn, and FPSs.
Well, and just virtual
There'd
reality.
be other
You could
stuff.
do-
You know,
you could do a
I
virtual
would
tour
like
or
to
something.
play Assassin's Creed using your.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
Something
it'd be
like
first
that.
Person, though.
That'd be pretty. Yeah, but there's
I mean,
ways
someone
around
doing
that.
that, a social environment where you have to kind of hunt someone down.
Yeah, in
I mean,
first person.
You're not going to be
Outlast.
free running anywhere, but you'd be kind of casually walking, and then you see your target, and you stalk them down without them noticing you, and then you kill them in a place which isn't going to cause attention. It's going to be a much more of a kind of a experience.
Hey, even wouldn't Mario be a much harder game if it was all done from first person?
Yeah, but
That's more to do with the problem of you can't actually perceive where your body is in first person
well,
because you don't actually have that sense.
well, the point is though, there is that this is the Oculus Rift, which means, yeah, Mario would be harder in first person, but how would it be any different if it was on a screen compared to a VR?
Yeah, that
Well,
would.
the main difference is just you have a 360 view rather than being contained to a screen.
Well, not
And
360 views.
So you have,
Well, you have a view all around you.
Like one of the sense of where you can react a bit faster and kind of, I don't know, maybe give that little kind of,
I don't
like for
know.
example, if you're playing on a screen, You can turn, look left, you can look right, you can look down, you can look up.
You can look left, you can look right, you can look down, you can look...
Shut up.
With this little thing called an analog stick. It's on the right side of most
No,
controllers.
that's what I'm saying. I was just saying. I was saying that was what you could do on the TV.
Yeah.
But I mean, where you kind of on a headset, you could potentially kind of put your head in a kind of angled motion or peek around the corner more efficiently.
Which is why FPS people will buy it, because they'll think it will give them an edge.
But that's the thing. Like, if you were to play in, say, for example,
as Mark just mentioned, the bagger, the boss is getting smaller and weaker because I've been kicking the shit out of him and he's been using power. In fact, he just mentioned, have you guys gotten bigger? No, that's just my imagination.
It's like, if you play something like Call of Duty, if you were to have a system where someone can literally poke their head, the game would have to be much more kind of flexible, huh? So I mean, say for example, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You literally are doing, like, say for example, you're standing still, and then you kind of casually lean your head to the right from where you're standing, just to peek around the corner.
Yeah.
You'd have to have like the actual head move.
I'm just waiting for someone doing that and then tripping over.
Doing that, tripping over, or getting their head blown up by a sniper rifle. My point being is to do that would require a much more higher processor of like kind of more flexibility.
Not really. It's just it's a
Gary's mod in an FPS.
Not really a good example.
Yeah, not really a good
I mean, in the sense of where you have to kind of, where your movements are actually more.
Yeah, but it's only your head movement. It's not other part of your body, so it doesn't really matter.
You know, I mean, if you turn your head to the side or something like that. I mean, by merely just
I think
to your
it's
shoulder.
something like Call of Duty, where your movement is controlled by a whole stick. Yeah, and actually make it easier on that sense.
Okay.
You can look and.
And wouldn't it disorientate you if the character in the game is running and therefore it's shaking cam while you're not moving?
In addition, if you were to die.
If it's what you're perceiving, yeah.
Yeah, see, a lot of this is weird. A lot of this is kind of. You can't really say. You can't really argue for it unless you've played on them.
He's turned into a regular Mizuchi now. He's just there.
He's confused.
Hey, that's my money! You fucking asshole!
What?
He's confused. If he's confused, there's a chance he might just throw away part of my money.
And how did that
Give
happen?
up.
Did he do? The enemy do that?
Yeah, the enemy's confused.
Mirage.
He's Mirage.
But it's more the sense of.
My money!
No! How do I have access to your money?
I don't know, maybe I share it out. Maybe I'm a nice demon. You ever think about that?
No, because you're not nice.
He's down to regular size then.
Yeah, he's dead now. He's not even getting much with Killian.
Oh well.
I think I get a Magatana. Yeah, I get a Magatana. And since I've destroyed the Mirage, the building will return to its original state. So, yay, I won, and there were 3 chests in a row. Guess what that means?
Remember, fast forward. So your stats are looking pretty high, so you're mostly putting into strength at the moment.
Well, I need high strength to open the strength door
In the.
in the mantra building.
Yeah.
It could be cooler. Why are we waiting? Okay, but one more thing about Oculus Rift, and then I'll stop talking about it, I swear. Why are we wasting time with this? Why aren't the people that are making the Oculus Rift, why don't we get them all together and say, just fucking stop that and make a holodeck? Make holograms for us, because that would be way better. I can see the use there.
Back into Yu-Gi-Oh! If they did that.
That'd be awesome.
If they developed kind of those dueling platforms.
Did you forget to fast forward this?
Yes, no, wait, there it goes.
Alright, finally.
Yeah, if they were doing platforms, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I mean,
I would get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! If that happened.
Oh, dear.
Sure.
Blue Eyes White Dragon!
Let's kick some ass.
Yeah.
Blue Eyes White Dragon is so like rubbish now.
Underpowered, yeah. But I was referring to back in the days when that was a TV show.
I remember our very first. Takes me back to our first duel, Matthew.
Which I won! I remember it to this day.
I actually managed to get all pieces of Victoria. I had them all for a while. And that was an interesting deck to have, because I basically had... there was a card that if you draw a normal card, you show it to your opponent and draw another one.
Oh yeah.
I had that. It was just, I'm going to draw my whole deck now. Excuse me.
Anyway. Plops! That mannequin's got a slightly different haircut from all the rest. You must be psychic. I prophesized about. Very interesting.
Why has this mannequin got?
I knew you were going to say that because I'm psychic. He basically gotten out of his cell ages ago, but he couldn't get out because the Mizuchi
With the illusion.
So he's just waiting for. But he's seen in the future that we turn up at some point and kick the shit out of everything. So he's like, yeah, just I'm just gonna wait for him.
There was a young man trapped in the other
Oh
room.
god, it's not that other guy, is it?
It seems to me that he was also called. I can see the future again. I can see the future. I see. He is your friend. Is this your card? I'm seeing the Ace of Diamonds. This guy's semi-important, so his name is Futamimi.
Okay.
So try to remember that name.
We've already forgotten it.
Oh,
Hi, Izamu. Well, who we have here? Demi. Yes, we came to save you. And what?
talk back.
Apologise?
Keep doing.
Yeah,
Fuck you
that's
then. I don't want your apology. It won't change anything. Well, fuck you. I can't count on you or Miss Takio anymore. Okay. Some people I've talked to have said that Izamu is fipping here.
Right. Basically, all your friends have turned into arseholes now. That seems to be what the pattern is.
Oh god, Izamu has his own. Izamu's deciding that he's going to do creation now. I didn't know what that meant. I came to realise everyone sucks. Okay, what he is basically saying is to find truth, you can't rely on other people, you can only rely on yourself. And therefore, he wants to create a world where people exist but they basically don't interact with each other.
Right.
And he's teleporting into the Amaya Labyrinth. Because he's figured out how to do that. Alright, I've talked to people about this before and they've said that Izamu's flip here is really sudden. But it also makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because what has happened to Izamu since the world is ending? He has been captured repeatedly and tortured.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to deal with people anymore. He doesn't want to talk to people. He wants to be left alone. So he wants to, and he thinks that that's the perfect world. So he wants to create a world where basically no one interacts with each other.
Yeah. And is that what the mantra one?
No, the mantra want a world where the strongest survive.
Okay.
So
The mantra, and who's the crazy guy?
He
The guy
wants
who
a-
started this all.
Hikara, he wants a world where nothing happens.
Right.
But nothing happens. We've got a place where nobody interests with each other, and we've got a world of stillness so far.
We've got nothing happens, strength, and everyone uses each other around.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Those are the three philosophies. And now he's telling us that he's basically dropping exposition. They said, we're going to go to the city of Asakusa,